the reason that SEO is dead. And, SEO is dead. There, I said it. But don't close this video just yet, because what I'm about to show you is 10 times more powerful. You can implement it for free and you can automate it using AI. And over the last 12 months, with the process that I'm showing you, I've reached over 17.3 million people, generated over 500,000 views. And no, it's not with YouTube. And I've achieved this without relying on algorithm updates or public case studies. You don't have to worry about getting clapped. You don't have to worry about, someone stealing your niche or anything like that. And I'm going to reveal it all in this video today. So today, what you can learn is the exact process that made this possible, how to hire and scale a team to replicate these results, or you can just automate it using AI. I'll give you the projections that actually make your head spin. And this isn't like theory, it's not a hack. I'm going to share my screen. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about and what's working right now. And here's the deal, right? This information isn't going to work forever. I'll be 100% honest with you. But the longer you wait, the more money you're leaving on the table. So that's why I'm going to talk about this right now today before the loophole closes. And with that, let's get straight into the process I'm talking about. So let me share my screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about, how it works, etc. And if you have any questions as we go along during this training session, just feel free to ask. Like, I'm happy to help. So what am I talking about and how does it work? Well, I'm talking about Twitter, right? And it's absolutely insane how much reach you can get over time. So if we look over the last 3 months, for example, you can see that the traffic per day for this website, the views per day were like down to like 12K, something like that. If we actually look over the last year, we'll go even further back. And you can see previously I was at like 571 impressions. Now what you can see is per day, we're getting around 83,000 impressions per day. Now that is equated to 17,400 follows, 17.3 million impressions, 46,000 people replying to me, 11,800 people sharing your content, and 530,000 views plus 647,000 views across everything. It's absolutely wild what you can achieve on Twitter, and all this is automated. I don't touch it at all. I've got a team that handles it for me, and I've automated it with AI, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. So pretty mind-blowing stuff. And the reason that I recommend this is simply because SEO is changing. If you haven't seen it already over the last 12 months or something, if we look, for example, if we type in SEO is dead onto a chart over time, we can see that the pessimism around SEO hasn't been this high for over 10 years, right? So you can see back in November 2013, SEO is dead was pretty high. It was trending back then. And it's kind of like stayed at a low point. We had the golden age of SEO last year. And then you can see now the pessimism around SEO is higher than it's ever been before, right? And we've seen this, for example, with sites that are genuinely half decent. I know that a lot of people, for example, have seen probably like, let's take a look at an example. Let's pull up The Verge and their traffic over time. So if we pull up their traffic and we can see how much they got hit over time, pull up their traffic. So you can see like previously they were at 26 million organic traffic. Now that is dropping and it's just on a downward trend, as you can see, right? It's just going down every single month. We've seen the same, for example, with other websites. So let's pull up another one right here. So this is another site that's taken a massive hit over time. And bear in mind, I have an SEO agency, so I shouldn't be showing you this stuff, but I just want to be 100% honest with you, and I want to build trust with you and show you what's actually, what is the state of the industry right now, right? So for example, if you look at Retro Dodo, genuinely big site, like they were getting 540,000 traffic over time, and that's just dropping pretty much down to zero every single month, right? And this can happen at the whim. For example, if we go onto the Google Publishers example, right, and we'll look at the Google Publishers. Let's try and find some stories right here. We'll try and find some examples of websites that have been featured as case studies of creating genuinely good content over time. And what you'll typically see is that a lot of these sites have been hit as well. So like the best case studies that Google has on how to publish copy. The industry has been absolutely battered and wiped out over the last 12 months. And that's why I'm showing you the method that I am today, because it's only fair that you catch up and you understand that everything is changing right now. So Eric Chen says the new SEO rock star in the town. Thanks for having me here. Xander says, "Hey Julian, what's up?" And Eric Chen says, "Neil Patel is the has been. Julian Goldie is the new cool kid in the AI era of SEO." Thank you very much, sir. So yeah, I mean, you get the idea, right? Genuinely good websites are taking hit. The best case studies that Google has for creating content have taken big hits, and they're showing no signs of recovery. You can see that the pessimism around the industry is getting absolutely battered. And basically, I would say the apocalypse is coming for websites. I don't see people using websites as the first point of call, or using the websites that they click on from Google as the first point of call. I think within 24 months, the whole world will change in terms of that, right? I'm just being 100% honest with you, because that's the way that I see things going. And so now's the time, and don't say I didn't warn you. Now's the time to start seriously thinking about, okay, what can you change? How can you implement different systems? One of the best systems that you have available for getting more traffic, for getting more leads, for getting more customers, and for making more money is Twitter. And it is incredibly easy to implement these sort of processes. As an example of that, right? 12 months ago, I knew absolutely nothing about growing on X. And you can see that previously I was getting 571 impressions per day, which is pretty terrible if you ask me, right? Now, over time, I've learned how to grow as much as get as much as 213,000 traffic in one day, impressions in one day. I wouldn't say traffic, but yeah, you get the idea. And so you can use Twitter to create content based on the content you already have on your website. And it's just another way to diversify your traffic and to reach more people. If more people know about your stuff, then more people are likely to buy from you, right? Simple as that, right? No, nobody really says that in SEO. Nobody says that if more people know about your stuff, they'll buy more from you. But it is really as simple as that. If you want more customers, just reach more people. How do you reach more people? Well, you can do it for free on Twitter. So let me show you exactly what you can do and how you can do this to get as much traffic as you want, right? So let's take an example, like, and you can do this for a blog. In fact, I'll do this for one of my blogs. Let's have a look right here. We'll put Perplexity AICO into Google. We'll find a blog that I'm already ranking on Google, like this one, for example. And then I'll show you how you can use and chop up blogs like this one to create content on Twitter. And so all we're going to do is we're going to go to my Claude copywriting tool, and this is completely free to implement as well. And so you would take the content from your blog post, as you can see right here, and then you can plug it into a copywriting tool like this. And I'll give you the prompt in a second. But if we say, do your magic on this, note it's a social media post, not an email, because this project is set up for an email. We'll hit enter. I'll show you what it generates live on this particular live stream. Susanna says, thanks, Julian. Happy to help. And if you do have any questions as we go along, just feel free to ask, because I want to help as many people as I can. And, most SEO consultants or SEO agencies are trying to charge you thousands of dollars for advice live on a call like this. I'm just giving it to you for free because I genuinely want to help you. Right. And so here's an example of a post that you can create using Claude that you could then post onto Twitter. And all I literally did was just copy and paste the whole page right here, plug it into Claude, and then we can post that onto Twitter. Now, you might say, does that work? Or, is it that easy? Well, here's an example. Let me pull up an example of a post I created earlier today. So you can see here, it says, want to know how I generate 24K traffic in 24 hours. I've got a secret. I clone myself, ready to see how to do the same. And then follow, like, and reply clone, and I'll respond to your comments, right? You see that's already got 529 views in the space of a few hours. And so it's so incredibly easy to create these posts. They don't require much work, and you can reach 500 people in literally one single post. Now, if you try to do the same with social media, for example, it's going to be a lot more effort, a lot more time consuming. If you were creating, say, a blog on your website, you kind of like crossing your fingers that it's actually going to rank. And also you have to wait for Google to index it. And also you got to pray and, pray to the gods of Google that you don't get hit or clapped during a Google update. And so using a process like this instead, you don't have to worry about updates. You don't have to worry about what Google's going to do next. You don't have to worry about, getting hit for something like that. It's just the algorithm rewards you for content that people genuinely engage with. And so you can do the same. I've got, for example, this 100x copywriting machine on ChatGPT. This is a custom GPT, which I'll give you access to as well. And so if we take the same content right here, Mute, my mic keeps muting today. But yeah, we're back on, I think. I'm going to change my mic just to be safe. So I'm going to change this mic over to, we'll just change it to the MacBook Pro, and we should be good to go there. Let me know. Give me if this is working, just let me know. There we are. All right. And so you can use a process like I'm talking about and then generate as much content as you want with the same amount of time and energy. But the difference is that you don't have to worry about a Google algorithm update. You don't have to worry about getting clapped. I can show my Twitter profile on YouTube publicly, and I don't have to worry about getting a manual action penalty, right? It's like if I show my Twitter profile, Twitter's not going to take me down for doing that, right? And so, and why would it? That would be crazy to do, but it actually happens in SEO. And so by using Twitter instead, we can generate content quickly using ChatGPT and using the existing blog content that you have, and then use that to generate as much traffic as we want, right? And the cool thing about Twitter is you can post as many times as you want. You don't have to worry about, for example, Google crawling your content. All you need to do is, if you want to get more reach, if you want to reach more people, number one, create more content, and number two, make it better. So have a look at some of the latest comments right here. So Xander says, you should actually make a video explaining this to enterprises. Please, they won't believe me. I am no expert. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to do, just educate more people and help more people. Sander says, then I can convince local small enterprises to do SMMA for them as well. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, this is why, for example, I have the SEO Elite Circle, because it's not just about SEO. It's really about just making more money in general. And AI and a combination of AI, social media, and SEO together will make you far more money than if you just focus on SEO purely, because you've got more diversified platforms, you've got more places to reach, and the more potential customers you reach, the more money you're going to make. So yeah, pretty simple and easy to do. So let me show you an example of what works really well. So right now, and I'll show you how to outsource this in a minute as well. But what you can do is you can take, for example, let me pull up some recent posts that have done really well. Let me show you some examples of what works right now. So just going to pull up an example sheet, and I'll explain this sheet in a minute. But what you can see right here is that we track for LinkedIn and for Twitter what works and what doesn't. So each day we track the date, the platform that we posted on, the link to the post inside a spreadsheet, and I'll give you this template inside the S&P that I create for today. And then we also have what type of post it is. So is it a two-step? Is it a video? Is it a question, a list post, a review post, a giveaway, Julian's post, etc. Right? And then we also post a number of impressions because we want to figure out what works and what doesn't. And so when you can track in a spreadsheet like this, the actual posts that you're creating, where you're posting them, and how many views they get, then you can easily figure out, okay, this is what people like, and this is what people don't like. And so we can easily reach as many people as we want. So as an example of that, let's pull up this thread, and I'll show you how we got over 10,400 views, as you can see right here on this particular post. And literally all we did was we just created a step-by-step preview of all the cool stuff that you can do with Midjourney in one way Gen 3, as you can see. It took about, I think it took probably about 10 minutes for my virtual assistant who handles my Twitter account to do this, but you can see how many people you can reach. Now, the other cool thing about doing this, when you're creating, for example, like two-step posts, which I'll come on to in a second, you can post this on multiple platforms to get even more reach with the same amount of content, right? So same amount of time and energy, you'll see the trend here, but it's very high leverage because you can reach people on LinkedIn, you can reach people on Twitter, you can reach people on Facebook, etc. So as an example of that, let me show you this post right here. They've got 15,900 views. Pretty crazy rise. In fact, it's up to 19,700 views, as you can see right down there. Literally all this is a 4-line post. And so I call this a two-step. The two-step is you post something and you ask people to put the hand up and say, yes, I want that. As an example of this, you can see it says, want to make your website into a traffic magnet, want to know how to get thousands of page views, or how to get a knowledge panel on Google, follow, like, and reply panel, and I'll respond to your comments. Simple, really, really simple process, but you can see how well it works. And you can see that, again, I don't have to worry about my account getting taken down like you would with a website. I don't have to worry about showing this on a live stream on YouTube because it's completely safe to show case studies with Twitter. I can reach a ton of people in one single 4-line post. And the algorithm inside Twitter is going to reward you so much more than rewarding you on, say, SEO, right? So for example, if I wanted to reach 20,000 people with a 4-line post on SEO, it's never going to happen. And people would just laugh at me. SEOs would laugh at me and say, that's never going to happen, right? But on Twitter, you can do that every single day if you want. And it's incredibly easy to do. So I'm just going to pull up some of the other comments that have come through so far. So Darren Fraser says, what do you think about the AppSumo deal URL monitor for link indexing pages? I'm actually going to test it, and I'll probably post that test directly inside the SEO Elite Circle first. So if you want to join the community, feel free to at SEOEliteCircle.com, because I don't think it's safe to publish stuff about indexing directly on YouTube publicly. I just think you're asking for a clap in at that point. And Xander says, totally agree. Yeah, that's it. So how do you create a post like this that gets 28,000 views like this? And bear in mind, like, how many views do most websites get? I can guarantee you now that if you looked at the number of websites getting traffic on the internet from SEO right now, and bear in mind I'm an SEO and I sell SEO, so I shouldn't be telling you this, but how many sites on the internet actually get 20,000 traffic across their whole lifespan? I would say probably 3 to 1%, right? And I can do that in a single day with a single post that I can automate with AI, and I don't have to worry about updates or anything like that. I don't have to worry about getting collapsed. So this is what it's all about. It's all about becoming update proof, and it's all about adapting in 2024, because before you know it, a lot of SEOs, a lot of dinosaurs are going to fall behind. In the same way that I was, getting a lot of criticism last year for using AI, this year it's kind of like mandatory. If you don't use AI, you're falling behind. Like, you're falling behind everyone. So how can you do a 2-step post like this? What you can do is you can take a post like so, and then you can plug it into a tool like, let me find it right here, my sales copyright machine. And if we plug that prompt directly into ChatGPT, so I'll say, do your magic on this. And then we're going to take the content that I've literally just copied and pasted that I was going to use for SEO anyway. I'm going to take that and plug it into the sales copyright machine. And what that's going to do is chop up the existing content that I have into multiple different formats so that I can post it on social media. I can post it on LinkedIn. I can post it on the Facebook group. I can post it on Twitter, etc. Right? So we'll wait for that to load right here. And the other thing that you can do, in fact, I'll just wait for that to load, right? But you can see how it generates a bunch of crazy headlines that I could use on social media and link to either the blog, the video, the picture, the PDF, the document, etc. And you can see that it comes up with a bunch of viral hooks right here as well. And so if I stop and I say, now create a 2-step post for this, wait for that, you'll actually write one of these posts and automate it using ChatGPT. Pretty easy to do. So yeah, you can see like that. The other way that you can do is, it's only 4 lines, so you don't need to be like a magician to do this. The other thing you can do is you can just take some of the headlines. Like, for example, this AI tool took us from 0 to millions in traffic, 1 in on the secret, and then you say reply yes to get access, right? I can show you an example of this right now, right? So I can post the thumbnail from today. Let me take that one right here, which was also automated. So you can automate the images using the custom GPTs that will give away inside the SOP. And then from there, we can take the copy from ChatGPT, and I'll say this free AI tool took us from 0 to millions in traffic. 1 in on the secret, like and reply yes, and I'll send it over, right? We'll hit enter like that, and I can guarantee you that some people will reply yes, which means that it's going to get a boost in the algorithm for engagement. If we get a boost in the algorithm for engagement, then we're going to reach as many people as we want to, just like we did on the 2-step post right here. And it's a simple and repeatable process. Now, I'm going to show you how you can actually scale this and how you can get to the point where you're getting tens of thousands of views per day for free on autopilot using Twitter. But just to recap on what we've done so far. So we've automated the content for our social media by taking our blog posts that we're going to use for SEO and rank for SEO anyway, and then turn them into Twitter posts like you can see right here. How do we automate them? We use ChatGPT and the custom GPT that I've created. Or else you could do this manually. It's only like a 4-line post. Now, what you want to do from there is you want to track everything inside this template, right? And I'll give you access to this template. It's inside my SOP. Let me find the SOP for you right here. So you can see this is the SOP, and what I'm going to do is just take the ChatGPT custom GPT tool. Let me grab that for you. There we go. That's inside the SOP. So if you want to test that out for yourself, you can. Or if you've got a blog post that you want me to create a 2-step post for live on this live stream, just let me know and we'll create it straight off the bat. But yeah, simple and easy stuff to do. So we've talked about the process. We've talked about how you can automate it. What you can also do is for actually creating the social media thumbnails and the pictures, for example, like this one right here, we can take that and we can plug it into the SOP there. So if you want to generate the images, you can use it in this tool. If you want to generate the content and automate it, you can use it using this tool. The other thing that's really good for creating images, and this is completely free, you get a free amount of tokens per day, is you can use a tool like Leonardo.ai, right? And we can go into Leonardo.ai and I'll show you some examples of previous images that I've created that work really well for 2 steps on Twitter. So here's an example like this one. You can see 200 SEO prompts, and we could plug that into Twitter and just say, hey, we're giving away 200 ChatGPT prompts. If you want to get free instant access, just hit like on the post and reply yes. And that tends to be what works really well on Twitter right now. Might not work forever, like I mentioned already, but that's essentially what's working right now, as I've already shown you. So simple stuff, simple and easy. You can see that's already reached 18 people. I told you that I guarantee people would reply, and you can see people have already replied now. So it's pretty simple and easy, and you can just automate the process. You can automate the content using ChatGPT. Just take the blog content, boom, ready to go. Now let's talk about another way to generate content, which you can actually automate using this process right here. So you can create 5-part Twitter threads, and you can use these on Twitter as well. So how do you do that? What you can do is I have a video tutorial on it right here, but we can take the guidelines from this post. Let's go on to Claude, just to mix it up. We'll go into Claude and we'll create a 5-part Twitter thread right here. And then we'll take the content from Perplexity on that blog, and we'll say, using the blog content attached, create a 5-part Twitter thread. See guidelines below. And now you can see that it's actually generating the Twitter thread for us. It's actually nicely written, plus it's chopped up really easily as well. So you can see, for example, it says how I grew traffic by 420% with Perplexity SEO. Free method, no paid tools needed. Let's boost your rankings. And then it hooks people in to read part 1, part 2, part 3, etc. Sudeep Kunwar says, is this process worthwhile for a new social page that receives fewer than 10 views? I would say this process right here is going to get you a head start that's much faster than most other marketers on the internet. Bear in mind, like if you hired an agency to do this for you, you'd probably be paying like thousands of dollars per month. Whereas you can automate it for free using this process. And like I was showing before on my analytics, like a year ago, let me try and find it right here. If we go to analytics on Twitter, a year ago, we were only getting like, let's pull this up. Yeah, a year ago, we were only getting like 571 impressions per day, right? Which is not a lot. Like that's a tiny little amount. We were basically getting and going nowhere. Okay? And just by using this process right here, we could spike the engagement. By spiking the engagement, we encourage the algorithm to give us more and more and more views. Like you can see, it's growing over time right here. Boom. And the great thing about this is, unlike YouTube, you don't need to show your face and you don't need to be the face of the company to do it, right? I can easily hire a team member to handle this for me, outsource it all, and then I don't need to worry about any of this stuff. So really cool. And then what I want to show you from here is, well, I've already shown you the template, so that works really well. I'm just going to put that into the SOP as well. Let me find this for you. And if you do have any questions as we go along, like, just feel free to post them, because I want to make sure you get maximum value from the live stream if you're tuning in. And, you know, this, if you implement this tutorial, it will make you money. Undeniably, it's going to make you money. So as we keep going through right now, the one thing that I want to show you is basically the inputs and outputs spreadsheet right here. And this is how you can basically guarantee your growth with a sort of cause and effect framework that guarantees that if you post X amount of posts, you're going to get X amount of impressions. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let me break it down right here. I'm going to zoom in for you so that you can see it a bit better. And what you can see on the left-hand side over here is the date. And then it has Twitter projection, right? And each day, what my team does is they project how many views they're going to get, and then they project how many two-step posts, how many threads, and how many videos do they need to post directly onto Twitter to achieve that target that they have, right? So as an example of this, you can see that back on July the 21st, they projected that they would get 55,000 impressions. And you can see they posted 3 two-step posts, they posted 20 threads, and they posted 4 videos. And that created 19,000 two-step impressions, 3,000 impressions of threads, 1,900 impressions on video. And in the end, based on all the content here, plus previous content from the previous day, they achieved their goal and they maxed out their goal. But the next day, they set a projection of 58,000 and they only hit 56,000. Right? And so it's feedback on, like, okay, if you're not getting the results that you want, then just do more, aka more two-step posts, more threads, more videos. And number 2, do it better, right? Create better quality content that people are going to be interested in. And that's basically how we've grown from 55,000 impressions per day, which, again, with SEO, how many sites are getting 55,000 views per day? Not many, right? And we've grown and rinsed and repeated the same cycle. And at the moment, we are getting an average of like 82,000 views per day, as you can see right here. And we basically build out a formula that helps us figure out how many two-steps do we need to post, how many threads do we need to post, how many videos do we need to post. And step by step, we can easily figure out, okay, these are the inputs, aka the controllables, that we can change to achieve the outputs, aka the total impressions that we get per day. Now, the other thing that I would say with this is that when you are doing this, you can generate a lot of leads to your funnels and a lot of traffic. So for example, when people go to my profile right here, they'll see a link to buy the SEO Elite Circle. So they click on this, and a certain percentage of people who click on it will buy it, right? And each time we do that, we get about, well, we either get $300 per month or we get $997 per sale, right? And also, as you can see, there is a pinned post inside the profile with links to all my funnels, right? If we get more traffic to our funnels, we make more money. And it's a simple and repeatable process, and it's very, very predictable. It's not like, for example, SEO, where 1 month you can hit like 10,000 views and then it drops down to 1,000 views and then it goes back up to like 20,000 views, and it's a little bit unpredictable sometimes. This is very predictable. And as you can see here, it's a very neat line of trajectory, right? So if you go over the last 3 months, you can see that as a trajectory, we are gradually scaling the amount of views and impressions and reach and money that we make from Twitter over time. And so it's gradually growing. And you can see the trend line, like it's only going upwards. And so if you can follow this same process, then you can control it far more than SEO, which means that you can increase and make the amount of money you make from Twitter more predictable, right? This is way more predictable in terms of income and in terms of results versus SEO. So, powerful process. Sudeep says, recently started on LinkedIn and my first post got 20 views, which is great, but I want to do more than just share links to my blogs. How can I improve? This is an interesting one, actually. I'm going to share something that maybe some people here won't realize, but it's quite a powerful thing once you know it. So a lot of these platforms, they don't want to send traffic outside of their platform, right? And so if you can keep people within the platform when you post, when you make that initial post, then the algorithm will reward you Because number one, people are engaging with your content. Number two, you're not sending people away from the platform. If you send people away from the platform with links, that's when Twitter and all these other platforms stop rewarding you. So as an example of that, let me pull up an example. So let me scroll down right here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so for example, if I wanted to promote this blog right here, I've got two options. I can create a two-step post where I can say, hey guys, if you want access to this, just reply yes and like and repost it, something like that. And if I do that, it will get a lot of reach and a lot of people engage with it. If I go the other way around and I'm like, right, here's a link to my blog, let me copy and paste that in and let me hit post. Then because I'm adding a link and because I'm sending people away from Twitter, then the algorithm will hurt me, right? It won't reward me for creating that content because I'm sending people away from the platform. Bear in mind, like the more people you keep within the platform, like basically as Twitter grows, right? The more it can keep people within the platform, the more money it makes because people are more engaged. If you start sending people away from it, then the algorithm's like, whoa, we've worked very hard to keep those people in, and we make more money when people stay on Twitter. So we want to keep people in the ecosystem. So that's why I recommend two-step posts and not posting straight to blog posts. Now on Twitter, it's a pretty similar process, and let me show you exactly what this means. And I can pull up my analytics right here, as you can see. So if we look over the last, say, 365 days, you can see again, like my LinkedIn profile is grown a lot. So we were kind of like starting off as well. Back in the day, we were getting like 447 impressions per day. Now we regularly get like 8,000. You can see 10,000 growth right there. We get a lot of impressions on LinkedIn. Like I think just over the last 90 days, we've reached nearly 500,000 people for free on LinkedIn using this process. And so it's quite simple and predictable. And I'll show you what we post and how we post it and how it works. So let me come on to the post right here. And I'll show you some stuff that works really well. So let me scroll down. I'll go to some of the posts that we created a few days ago because they will have had more time to reach more people. So one of the easiest ways is to just create a poll. Poll works really well on LinkedIn, as you can see right here. And you can see that each time I post on LinkedIn, it's got a link to visit my store, which sends people directly to the sales page for my program, right, for the SEO Elite Circle. And so by doing that, we can easily reach more people and we can get more traffic to our funnels. Pretty easy and simple stuff to do. So that's one of the methods right there. The other method is, and let me show you an example of this, is you can take the two-step posts from Twitter, but what you would also do is you would create like a nice carousel, as you can see right here. So if you look at this particular post, you got 1,132 impressions, 3 people commented on it, 254 people liked it. And what you can see with this post is that we're basically using the same process of creating like an engagement post, adding a few hashtags, and then creating a carousel that people can click through. And so if you use a similar process, you should get similar results. Now, honestly, I think for you as well, when you're starting off with a new profile, you want to make sure that you're focusing on growth, not perfection. So it might take a little bit of time for you to start seeing the rewards of your work. But as the momentum grows, and LinkedIn is a momentum game, as I've shown you with our analytics, that's when you start seeing better and better results. Xander says, see you, Julian. Thanks for all your helpful content. Welcome for being on. Thanks for being on. And Helene says, trying to find this SFP. I'm inside the free SEO course, but I don't know which one I should click on. All right, let me find that in a second. Just trying to get onto high level, and I will add this inside the document. Let me just log in right here. Now, whilst I'm waiting for that to load, what I would also say when it comes to LinkedIn marketing is you want to make sure you have a button on the profile right there. So when people get into posting and when they see your post, they're more likely to click on you. Now, they might not buy from you like the first time they see it, but if you're consistent with this process, you're going to get more and more and more views. So let me find an example. How can I add this to free post? Do you know what? Right now, because I can't get access to, let me find it right here. Some reason, right? Let me make this viewable right here. For some reason, Go High Level is letting me down live on the stream and I can't log into the free course to change it. So what I'm going to do instead is I will just drop the SOP link directly in the comments right there. So you can get instant access using that link right there. If you just copy and paste that document, you can get instant access to these processes right here. And so just to recap, we've covered Twitter threads and how to automate that. We've covered projections and how to basically track everything that you're doing, figure out what's working and what's not. Very, very important part of the process, because if something stops working, you should stop doing it. And then also, we've got this section right here that shows you a template for basically projecting how many views you're going to get, how much content you need to post, and whether that actually worked, right? And the same for LinkedIn. So you can see LinkedIn projections right here. So if we come back to Sudeep's question, who said recently started on LinkedIn, etc. If you filled this out every day and you began to accurately project how many views you're going to get using this process, and it's just inputs, outputs, right? It's like how many 2-steps do I need to produce? How many posts do I need to create per day? If that didn't work, okay, do I need to do more, etc.? Then you can easily project and then track the outcomes, right? And you can see over time, again, the same processes worked with Twitter. So for example, we started at 55,000 impressions per day there, and now we're at 85,000, as you can see. And previously on LinkedIn as well, we were at 5,000 impressions per day, and that's grown to 8,700, as you can see right here. When you fill this out, you'll get more control of the process. If you have more control of the process, you're going to feel empowered, and you're going to understand that this is a game that you can win, and you can get very, very fast feedback loops, right? Because typically with SEO, for example, and this is another reason why potentially this is better than SEO in many ways. When you're doing SEO, the feedback loop is much longer, right? So for example, you might set up a website today, but it doesn't start ranking and it doesn't start making money until like 9 or 12 months later. And it's a painful process that takes a lot of time. Whereas if you use a process like this, as I'm showing you, then you can get a feedback loop, and within 24 hours, you know exactly whether it's working or whether it's not, and exactly how many posts you need to create to achieve the new record. And what I would recommend, as you can see inside the projections right here, is that each day you try and beat the record, right? So for example, yesterday, if I got 5,200 impressions on LinkedIn, tomorrow I'm going to try and hit 6,000. If I get 8,300 impressions right here, I'm going to try and hit that every single day and try and improve it even more, right? That's what the game is about. It's about always striving for more. You don't just want to have the drive to get to a good level. You want to have the drive to stay there and then also climb the mountain higher up so that you can even achieve bigger and better results. So Eric Coyle says, nice, good to have you here in the discussion. We've got the SOP right there if anyone wants access to it. Helene says, thank you, and happy to help and appreciate you always joining the live streams. Great questions. And Sudeep says, can you do a quick recap? I joined in the middle and missed something. Sure. All right, let's recap very quickly. Let's get this SOP nicely organized as well. All right, so we can see a bunch of people are on it right now. Just to recap, okay, SEO is dead in many ways. And what I mean by that is that it's harder than ever to get traffic to your website. And even if you do get SEO traffic to your website, it's harder than ever to keep it. And so instead, for example, when my website got clapped for being a public case study, I started using Twitter. And I got 17.3 million views in 12 months using the exact same tools and processes and automations that I'm explaining to you for free today, right? And so what you can see inside the analytics, and I'm just recapping for Sudeep here so that everything is a bit more organized and it's easier to understand, is that back in the day, we were at about, I think we were at like maybe 571 impressions, 660 right there, as you can see. Now we regularly get 80,000 impressions per day using this process right here. right? We've reached 17.3 million people. We've had, a lot of people are going to say, oh, impressions don't count, so it's all about views. But as you can see right here, down at the bottom, let me zoom in for you. I'll just remove the comment right there. You can see with the media views, we got 647,000 views right there. I can tell you right now, it took me 4 years to get anywhere near that on YouTube. In 12 months, I've achieved that with this AI automation that I'm giving you today. That's how powerful this is. And you can do it completely for free. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't even need to pay for ChatGPT or Claude anymore. And you can see as well, my video views, bear in mind, like I think on YouTube per month, let me pull this up. I think on YouTube, we get like 225,000 views per month on YouTube. On Twitter, in the last 12 months, bear in mind, this is like a profile that wasn't used or, being actioned at all. We now get 530,000 impressions or 530,000 views to our content. And that's increasing all the time. You can see that it's just going up. That's the other thing I would say about this is it's sustainable over time, right? It's not like one update comes along, like the helpful content update, and then you get battered with your SEO content. It's like, no. You can just grow this as much as you want. How do you keep growing? You use the projections spreadsheet right here, which is what I'm going to come on to next. So each day you track the date, where you posted the content, when you posted it, and the actual link to the post, what type of post it was. So was it a two-step thread, a video, etc., and then how many impressions you did. Do that every day for every single post that you create. And then from here, each day, you are going to have a date. You're going to project what your target is in terms of impressions today. Then you're going to set how many two steps, threads, and blog posts or videos you need to post. And then you're going to measure, okay, in the outputs, what were the actual results you got? And did you hit your target or not? If you didn't hit your target, you need to create more two steps, more threads, more videos. You know that you need to increase the quality of your content as well. But if you did hit your target, then you know exactly what is required to achieve the results that you're getting. So that's pretty much it for the recap. And then how do you automate it? Well, you can see inside the document right here, we have the free tools. What are the free tools? We have the copyright machine. We have the image creator, so the thumbnail creator, and you can use that for creating content. And then you can also see that we have the template for tracking tweets as well, right? The other thing that I was going to say is that we have this recipe for automating 5-part Twitter threads, as you can see right here. I'm just going to plug that. I'm just going to put a little label on that, put 5-part Twitter thread process. So really easy, really simple to emulate, doesn't cost you anything. You can automate it, and it's got me 17.3 million impressions in just 12 months. And if you were any type of business, if 17.3 million more people knew about your business, would you make money? Would you make more money? Absolutely. So that's what this game is all about. So that's a quick recap for you, job done. And Open Source Tech says, can you speak on how long it took you to get your social media following and how consistent you had to be? Yeah. So you can see here that just in 12 months, we went from 571 impressions all the way up to 88,000 impressions. How long did it take? It took 12 months to crack. But that's only because I was figuring it out myself, right? I didn't have all the same experience and skills that I'm teaching you currently today. I didn't have someone to give me all the SOPs and all the free tools right here. I didn't have someone to break down the strategy and tell me that it actually works and show me the analytics with proof, right? And so if you're starting from today, give yourself 90 days to crack the code. Give yourself 90 days just to see progress with the projections that you fill in right here. And if you implement this and you spend an hour or two every single day growing your projections, getting better at this, implementing this, then you will crack the code and you will see progress. It's basically guaranteed, right? You might have to do more. You might have to create more content than me just so that you get more practice at this game, because it is a game of reps. Just like the gym, you need to build the muscle and the skill set. But at the same time, if you're consistent with this, you're only going to get better results, right? You're only going to see more growth. You're only going to get more and achieve more. Now, one thing I would say at this point, right, is that if you want to be able to DM me and ask me any questions about the whole process as you implement it, feel free to join the SEO Elite Circle, right? This comes with a community, as you can see right here. It comes with a classroom with a bunch of lead generation methods away from SEO. So if you want to get more customers without actually worrying about SEO, then you can implement all of the lead generation methods right here. It's pretty crazy what you get inside here. So if I show you, for example, we've got videos on LinkedIn, Twitter. This is just like a tiny little slice of the whole process. My 100x content machine, custom GPTs, cold email, public speaking, Facebook ads, school, funnel building, Facebook groups, Fiverr, and Upwork, right? These are all different ways to get more customers, to get more leads, get more traffic, etc. And yeah, that's basically it. Bemelos says, come on, stop trying to sell an expensive course. I'm giving you the whole process for free. So, if you want to implement it for free, you can. If you need more help, then just feel free to hire me, right? Feel free to get the coaching program. I wouldn't even say it's a course, because at this point, it is a community, right? It's not just about me, but it's about all the other community people in there, right? If you've got a network of people, are you going to achieve more? Absolutely. The other thing I would say is, like, there's so many more cool stuff in here. Like you see, right? We've got the SEO Mastermind, the SEO Strategies, the SEO Agency Mastermind, SEO Systems, the SEO Link Building Mastery section, YouTube, right? This whole process breaks down how I get millions of views with YouTube. We've also got the How to White Label SEO Link Building section, lead generation methods, and guest coaching sections, right? So much amazing stuff that's only going to make you more money. The other thing that I would say is it comes with live coaching calls. I've actually got one today for that. And yeah, that's basically how it goes. Darren says, a local directory is still profitable, and can you show us how to build them? I might do another video on that in the future, but I think it's outside the scope of this process. Are they still profitable? Absolutely. I mean, like, if you look, for example, what's it called? Clutch. If you look at Clutch in their local directory, they're making a ridiculous amount of money, right? Why is that? It's because local directories still work and they're very profitable. But it's basically the same process of, like, keywords, content, and backlinks. And then once you get the traffic, you can sell the directory listings. So we're going to keep going now. And yeah, that's basically it in terms of the free tools. That's the process. That's how to do the projections. The other thing that I would say here is, like, you can get your team to handle this, right? So you can get you can hire someone to just implement everything from this video. You could literally send them the video link. You could send them the free tools and the SOPs I'm giving you today, and then you could just make them fill out the projections each day. You don't have to do this, right? You could get someone on whatever hour per day, whatever hourly rate you want to find, and then just get them to implement it for you and grow your business that way. But the main thing here is you're going to see progress over time, like you can see right here. The other cool thing is those two-step posts that you create, like, let me show you, let me find another recent example of a two-step post that has done extremely well. Let's pull up these two. Yeah, so you can see, for example, let's pull up this one as an example, right? The other thing that I would say here is that when you're creating these two-step posts, as you can see, not only will they get like thousands and thousands of views, like you can see in this particular post, not only will people scroll down and then see the links to your funnels, as you can see right here, and then they can just click off to your funnels, as you can see, but additionally, when you're scrolling down, then as you go through, you can see if we keep going through right here, you can see that people basically opt in, and then we can send them to our lead magnets, right? Which means that you can generate more engaged leads, aka people via email, whether phone number or whatever you want. And then from there, you can scale up the amount of leads and the amount of clients you can potentially get from using this process, right? And this would work for a local company, it would work for a SaaS company, it would work for an agency, it would work for an e-commerce store. Whatever product or service you are selling, you can generate more traffic, more attention, more money using this process. So yeah, very simple and easy to implement. And additionally, I just send it via a reply like this, as you can see, and then people can just opt in right there. We get literally thousands of leads from Twitter. So such an easy process. And like I say, the whole process is free, right? The tools are free, the process is free, and it's easy to get someone to automate this for you. The other cool thing is, as well, you could actually just set this up via something like make.com. And inside Make, it's kind of like Zapier. You could take your blog posts and then automate creating that content inside Twitter or inside LinkedIn, etc. Now, that's the next thing I want to show you is basically how to 100x this whole process. I'm just going to close these tabs because I'm getting tab anxiety right there. So let me just close all these tabs right here. And then what you can see across everything that we post, right? Everywhere that we post, you can see that inside the community of my YouTube channel, for example, you can see how we post the 2 steps onto our YouTube community as well, right? And anyone can do that. And you can see here that we had 52 more leads opt in for that. And then if we go onto LinkedIn and we'll go to recent posts and activity, you can see that we post exactly the same content from Twitter onto LinkedIn as well. Now, here's one of the other biggest differences, right? Which is that when you are creating content on LinkedIn, you can duplicate that content so it doesn't require any extra time or energy. And then you can post it onto LinkedIn. You can post it on YouTube community. You can post it anywhere else you want to as well. And so you don't get penalized for duplicate content. Whereas if you did that with SEO and you took one website and you created a blog post and then you posted that onto separate other platforms, then it would create a massive problem, right? You get penalized, you get clapped, you get your website taken down from Google because you were creating duplicate content. With Twitter and this whole process I'm showing you, which is completely free and generates far more traffic, with this process, you can implement this and you won't get penalized for duplicate content. Like the algorithm that likes the content on Twitter tends to like the content on YouTube, as you can see right here. 32 likes, 52 comments. If we keep scrolling down, you can see that we rinse and repeat this process every single day. Another example right here, 22 likes, 47 comments. Like, most social media posts don't get 47 comments, but because we're implementing the strategies that I'm showing you today, and because it's proven to work on Twitter, we tried it on YouTube and it worked. And then we tried it on LinkedIn and it worked as well. And then we tried it on our Facebook group as well. And the exact same method works over and over and over again. Like, as an example of this, if we pull up this post from my Facebook group, and it's free for anyone to create a Facebook group, and Facebook groups work in any niche, right? You could be a local cleaner in Austin, Texas, and create a Facebook group for cleaning, and you would still get leads and traffic and customers from that Facebook group if you use the same method that I'm showing you today. So you can see, for example, we literally just took the same post that got us, I think it was 20,000 views on Twitter, and we posted it to the Facebook group. And as you can see right here, about 12 people liked it. We reached 537 people and we got 45 comments, right? 45 comments from people who wanted to join our email list and get the free content that we're giving away, right? It's just an easy way to go, right? I've got this audience, boom. How do I get it into a lead generation format? And that's exactly how you can do it. Easy, you can rinse and repeat it, works over and over again, and we're ready to go. Helene says, guess you do not know Julian, he's giving out so much for free. That's it. I mean, like, the amount of stuff that I give away for free is absolutely outrageous. And I just do it because I want to help people, right? And then if a lot of people, they come to me and they're like, oh, can I get help from you? Can I jump on a call with you each week? And that's why I have the SEO Elite Circle, because it's a place where you can jump on a call with me, or you can DM me day to day, or you can bring your team into the community, or you can take all the courses that we give away, and then you can implement these systems and make more money for your business, right? That's what it's all about. And this is all working for me. I'm not like one of those SEOs who tells you what to do but doesn't actually implement it. If something is working for me, I will share it on YouTube and just give it to everyone on the audience for free, right? Bad X Chocolate says, hi Julian, do you have any strategies to target keywords that are harder to rank for, i.e. KD much higher than 10? Reason being, harder keywords usually have more volume search. Yeah, so we have a bunch of link building clients that are targeting like ridiculously high keywords. You know, we're talking like KD 50s, KD 60s, KD 70s, etc. And really, it comes down to 2 things, I would say. So number 1 is creating more content that's topically relevant to your niche, because when you create more content, particularly if it's well written, it's going to boost your topical authority. If you have more topical authority, you can rank for harder keywords. And so by creating more content that's better quality on your website, you can generate more traffic with SEO, right? And that works over and over again. I see that happening. When we sell human content to our clients, we see that their topical authority grows and therefore their traffic grows as a result. And the same for link building, right? So the reason that a keyword has a higher KD is typically because if it has a higher KD, it's a page with more backlinks to compete with, right? So for example, if we go into Ahrefs, and I'll show you an example of exactly what we mean. If we put in a keyword like, for example, SEO is a high KD by definition because there's 2,200 referring domains required to rank in the top 10, right? And KD is basically just set on how many backlinks you need to rank. And so if you need to rank for harder to rank for keywords, then just build more backlinks and build better quality ones. How do you do that? Well, I have a 4-hour training on link building on my YouTube channel. So you can see that. Where is it now? Let's pull it up. This one right here is 4 hours, 37 minutes. If you implement just one of the systems from that YouTube video, you will get more backlinks, especially if you implement it consistently, stick with it. If you just want us to do it, then feel free to book in a free SEO strategy session and we can build the backlinks for you based on what's working for us and hundreds of our clients. Sumit says LinkedIn or Medium, which would rank better? I typically prefer to try and rank with LinkedIn. LinkedIn seems to be more consistently ranking. And additionally, I've seen that Medium pages, a lot of people I know who are ranking really well with Medium have taken a bit of a hit recently. But LinkedIn just seems to rank over and over again. It indexes super quickly. It sends traffic from the platform to your posts, and it also sends traffic from SEO to your posts as well. So if we pull up some examples of content that's actually ranking for me, let's pull up this random example like Perplexity AI SEO, right? You can see that this post is going to attract traffic directly within the platform of LinkedIn. So we rank within LinkedIn's algorithm, but then additionally, we're going to rank with SEO as well. So we're going to get traffic from 2 different search engines. And so if we pull up the stats on this particular post, let's see. So you can see it's had 230 views, and this was only posted 7 days ago, right? So that's one single post generating 233 views per week. We times that by 52, that is 12,100 traffic per year with one single post. And bear in mind, like this was originally a video, right? So you can see the video right there. And so by taking that method of like one piece of content that's ranking within YouTube, we can then chop it up, turn it into a blog post that actually ranks with LinkedIn. And then to that one single blog post, we can generate 12,100 traffic per year. As you can see right here, if we get 200 traffic per week on that particular post, then we can get as much traffic as we want. But yeah. So let's keep going now. Robert says SEO is not dead. Search ads are still Google's biggest revenue generator, so they aren't going to ever jeopardize that. Search results are just evolving to accommodate generative AI experience. SEO will just evolve to go more towards quality content, but Google will still need inbound and social media links. Well, all right, I agree with the fact that people are always going to search, right? But this is a serious time of adaptation. And so what I recommend is like, if you don't want to end up like, let's pull up a few examples. If you don't want to end up like Google's case studies on their website that say these are the websites that are great at creating content, like 30seconds.com, right? So these are like the creme de la creme favored websites by Google. We pull these up and we check out the traffic for these sites. If you don't want to end up like this, which can happen to anyone, and we all know that a website is kind of like your pride and joy, right? You invest a lot of time thinking about it, you invest team resources into it, you hire a team to handle it, etc. You set up all the systems. If you don't want to end up like this, and if you want to diversify your traffic, then use a process like Twitter, right? I can tell you now that when my agency website took a bit of a hit during one of the manual updates, right? So it was penalized for being a public case study. When that website got penalized for being a public case study, my agency actually grew as a result, right? And that was simply because we had other channels like this one where we were really diversified and we could generate more traffic from more channels. And so like if we take a hit on SEO, totally fine. We've got like 10 other channels as backup, like I've shown you today. We've got YouTube, we've got the Facebook group, we've got LinkedIn, we got everything else, right? Even YouTube community is a good source of getting leads, as I've shown you today already, right? And so that's what it's all about. The game is all about making sure that yes, you invest in SEO. That's very important, right? SEO is not going anywhere. People will always be searching forever, but don't just rely on Google for your traffic. Because if you are, and you end up like 30seconds.com and your revenue just dips because your traffic went from 151,000 down to 41,000, even though you were featured as an amazing case study on Google for publishers on how to create content. Well, if you were in that situation and you were doing the same process as me, which is what I'm showing you today for free, then you don't even have to worry about it. It's not even like a thing. It's like, oh, that's only 5% or 10% of my revenue, because I can generate views and I can generate customers and I can generate traffic from other platforms. And that is what the game's all about, my friend. So BDI says, Julian, what do you think about redirecting the domain with a better spelling? Do you think it will take a hit? I think you've got to be very careful if you're redirecting domains, because a lot can go wrong. If you've not done it before, try to hire an expert to help you through it, because if you're getting a decent amount of traffic, I see a lot of people self-sabotaging by going after the wrong content. Let's keep going through now. And Charter says, what are your SEO packages? If you want to learn more about that, feel free to book in the free SEO strategy session 1-to-1. And on that call, we'll talk you through all the packages that we have, but also you'll get a free SEO domination plan, secrets of link building, and we'll answer any questions you have, right? So you get a lot of value from that call, and then we can talk you through the SEO packages if it makes sense to work together. Let's keep going now. Sumit says, is Facebook's Llama seems to be better than ChatGPT and Gemini on creating written content? Thoughts? Yeah, I think on the grand scheme of things, I think ChatGPT is down there until it comes out with ChatGPT 5. And then you've got, for example, you've got probably Gemini and Llama in the middle when it comes to creating content. And then right at the top, which can write content better than I can, is Claude. Claude is absolutely amazing for creating content, and it ranks really well. And it's more humanized than anything else I've ever seen. So that is pretty much it. As I've said, if you want to get personalized help on all of the processes we've talked about today, then feel free to get the SEO Elite Circle. You can basically DM me with any questions anytime. So let's say, for example, you started working on Twitter today and you need help tomorrow, then just DM me. Drop me a DM in the SEO Elite Circle and I can get back to you. And I can even record a video running through your Twitter profile or your YouTube or whatever channel you're trying to generate traffic with. Additionally, you get free access to the SEO boardroom. And like I've talked about, you get access to the SEO mastermind course. The SEO very much does work, but don't just rely on that. If you just rely on SEO, it's a mistake. Like, I know people, and I won't name any names, but I know people that got seriously hit during recent updates, right? To the point where they had to go back to the old job because the website that was performing really well took a massive hit in income because of the updates, right? I don't want anyone watching this channel or anyone watching this tutorial to be in that position ever. And that's why I teach these strategies that diversify your traffic and generate more traffic than SEO potentially could for you, so that you can make as much money as possible and you never have to be in the same position as one of my friends, right? Same with the AI SEO strategies and systems, and same with the SEO agency mastermind. If you want to sell SEO as a service, based on what's helped me scale to multiple 7 figures, feel free to check out the SEO agency mastermind course right there. It's absolutely insane. And then we've got the YouTube mastermind course right there. So there's so many different ways that this can help you. And additionally, it comes with live coaching course once per week. Helene says, Claude is outstanding. Absolutely. It's really, really good. I mean, like I say, for my daily emails, I'm using Claude now. And I just edit a couple of things. And the same for, like, for example, Twitter posts, we use Claude. Claude is just great for humanizing content and creating good stuff. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Like I say, I've posted the SEO inside the chat right now, and I will add it to my free SEO course later. Appreciate everyone watching. See you on the next one. Cheers.